We I'm not gonna do the whole opening of each directions, but I will like to tune into that presence. If you can please sit with your nice back straight and close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing. Do a deep and slow inhalation and exhale. Just follow your flow. It's not a specific rhythm. Just pay attention of how are you breathing. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? And if you find that your breathing is shallow and fast, try to get it a bit deeper and slower. Effortless, deeply in presence of the light of the fire that is in front of you. We ask in the energy of this beautiful fire that represents the sun, the east, the beginning, that the fire of our heart, the fire of our spirit dances in the sun of the sun as we embrace the courage and the will that is going to allow us to take this wisdom that the Mayans are now bring that, bringing it through the rates that we do, they flow through time so we can embrace their medicine, which is the medicine of the earth, the medicine of the vessel, the medicine of the fire. And we ask as well the assistance of the north, the medicine of the air, the medicine of the thoughts, the medicine of the word, that our logical mind can quiet a little bit. The guard gates can completely shut down for a bit so we can embrace this knowledge that is going to guide us not only on a journey maybe to the other side of the world, but to a journey in our own daily paths so we can embrace the intentional word, the intentional thoughts as we express ourselves into this world. We ask the assistance of the direction of the West, the direction of the density, the direction of the vessel, the direction of the Mother Earth, the direction of the visible, the nourishment, the abundance, so we can be connected to our bodies, the bodies that are the sacred vessels that hold the energy of the Great Spirit, the vessel that allows us to transit into this realm in the most impeccable and loving way. So our bodies can be strong and healed, so we can not only take the medicine that today we are going to receive, but also that we can integrate it in our daily life, and also that it can take us to where we need to be in our journey to the other side of the planet. Mhm. And now we connect and ask the permission to the direction of the south, the direction of the water, the ancient memory, the blood, our ancestry, that allow us to remember that each one of us, we are the most evolved part from all our personal history. That we can connect to all the winds of that, all the waters that have to flow for us to be here in this present moment. What has to happen to our ancestors? What battles do they have to do for us to be here? And it's from this direction and it's from this element that encompass all the elements that we send our appreciation and our gratitude to all those forces that back us in this present moment, all our ancestry, our forebears, as well as the ancestors of the land that is holding us today. And we open our mind to the direction of this heart of the universe and the 13 layers. So we can be open vessels and receive that cosmic energy, that cosmic wisdom that goes beyond this realm, beyond this time, beyond this beautiful planet. And we bring our attentions to the center of the earth and the 9 layers that guard that beautiful center. So we can remember and have the courage to be open to the invisible, to those memories that are in that dark spot within us, but that maybe they need to be moved. So we can feel the sustain and the support of the Great Mother. So when there is something that really moves us, we can see with the internal eyes and not with external eyes, and we can see what is moving within us that we need to embrace, integrate as part of our whole. And lastly, we bring our presence to the heart of the hearts, the heart of the sacred Seva, the Seva tree, the tree of life, the heart that shows the connectivity with all the living beings, allowing us to connect with our wing family, our four-leg family, our water family, our air family, our mineral family, our floral family, because we are so divinely interconnected, and we remember that we are part of a bigger tapestry that we are weaving with consciousness and with intention as we speak, as we talk, as we walk, without judgment, with pure compassion, as we open to receive with all our open hearts this information that will be crucial for our journeys in our lives, and also into our journeys to the other side of this planet. Aho. Beautiful friends. I'm gonna share my presentation. And thank you so much for being here with your full hearts and your full presence. And now, for those ones who are going to see this recording later, and maybe there will be people that don't know who I am. My name is Patricia Lizama. I'm called Pepe, butterfly in Mayan. I come from the lands of the Mayan and South Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. And I've been 35 years on the path of seeking, on the path of remembering, embracing different disciplines around the different territories from Asia to Northern Africa to Europe. And now I have the blessing to be in this beautiful um, territory that is called Australia with all these brothers and sisters, and embracing the medicine of my ancestry, the medicine of the earth, the medicine of the Mayans, the medicine of the vessel, the medicine of the remembering. Um, so it's for me a very honor to be able to present a wisdom that today is leading the expansion of the collective consciousness. If if by any chance, Leanne, my audio doesn't work, please let me know. Yeah? Okay, Hannah. All right. Now, unveiling the timeless power of the Mayan wisdoms that is in today's world. Why Mexico? Why the Mayans? And why now? As we are aware, the Mayans were not only in the Mexican territory, they extend through Guatemala, Salvador, Belize, different parts of Central America, and they were deeply connected with all the other Anahuaca civilizations. They all were one until the territories were divided, and the Mayans are the second most ancient civilizations. There was other, which is the Olmec, which is the mother of all. But what the Mayans have is that through 40,000 years, the Mayans preserve the myth, they preserve the colors and the origins of their own wisdom. So what is about the Mayans and what is about the Mexican territory of the Mayans that is calling the attention of so many that are wishing to go to those territories, are wishing to embrace those medicines and bring it into the daily practice? To understand how do we get here, let's go a little bit on time. Let's do a little bit intro. there is a song line, there is a legend that is through the depth of times and the depth of territory that is the seven mothers, seven sisters, seven dolls. This legend has been playing and singing to the ancestors around the globe in different territories. In different parts of Mexico, we have different song lines as well as in Australia. And the seven sisters or the seven mothers, some elders believe that are the seven mothers of the different races, of the different first civilizations, the origins of that conform Earth. They all were from another time, from another sun, and they did create these amazing pyramids and archaeological remnants around the earth, and they are deeply connected. And no one knows how those amazing buildings that were so perfect, how were they were built so many years ago. Some date even back to over 12,000, but some people even have like data that even more and more and more. In the territories of the Mayans, it's been discovered that the way how the Mayan architects will build in different times is that they will come and they will build on top of buildings, on top of buildings, on top of buildings, and basically right at the base of the buildings where they were like back into thousands and thousands of years. So all these territories are connected and are the origin and are connected to the seven sisters. Also are connected to different points of major concentrations of energy that are in the planet, because all these ancestors that we all come from somewhere, we all come from one of those mothers, they all believe, they all knew the planet as a living being. And there are points of the planet that harness the major concentration of this energy, where basically is there are vortex of energy where magnetic and electric fields meet, clockwise and anti-clockwise movement happens, and it really impact a lot in the force of the earth, and that is where many of these sites were built. So through the time, humanity always needed in the path of remembering different medicines, and there basically were different territories that represent different energies that humans needed at the time. There was a time where we needed to remember the fire within us, which is the medicine of the spirit, because we forgot. We forgot our divinity. And basically, we rely on places that have the highest or the lightest energy, and usually are the higher lands, the Himalayas, India, all those areas for many, many years were leading the consciousness, the expansion of humanity, because that's what it was needed. We needed to calm the mind. We needed to connect deeply. We needed to open our crowns and eye center, energy centers, to be able to connect to that divine force, because we were completely unaware. So the gardens of the spirit, the Himalayan highlands, were leading the collective awakening for very, very long time. Balance in the masculine, because in the energy that is higher to the universe, that high level is a balanced masculine, is that divine masculine. The problem is that humans, we got into a time that we were only thinking that we wanted to be on the stars, on the ether, on beyond, and we completely left behind the feminine, the vessel. The feminine energy is the energy that connects us with the earth, with the vessel. So we were no longer worried about the worry. We just about the body. We just wanted to be connected and focus on that. And we stopped being present in our body. And then is where another unbalance started being created. So in 1989, there were many prophecies that was going to be the time that humans were going to remember the medicine and the calling of the earth, the medicine of the vessel. In 1989, a group of monks, Tibetan monks, came to Mexico. And it was like they were passing the staff of spirituality to the Mexican territory. That was something that wasn't not in the news, but it was very sound because Tibetan monks being in the Basilica of Guadalupe in Mexico City, training those, and it was like something was happening. What was that prophecy? What was happening in 1989? The prophecy was that when the Iztaccíhuatl, which is the sleeping woman volcano that is been inactive for many thousands of years, that you see the shape of that volcano, it looks like a sleeping woman. When that volcano start being awakened and active is when we were going to remember the feminine energy within us. The ancient knowledge of the earth and the cosmos that will resurface, and people will reconnect with the earth. So we needed for many years to connect with the Great Spirit because we were completely out of it. But now we needed the balance of bring that Great Spirit into the earth, into the body. And that's the prophecy that it was happening. And when the volcano started really being moved, everything started happening. And it was a collective calling for the origin, for the earth, for the rituals. So people start looking for those um, moments to connect with the earth. And why Mexico? Why the Mayans? And not only Mexico, why the Anahuaca? No, people were connecting usually with Native Americans, Mayans, Nahuals, Incas. People start traveling to the Americans. What was happening, right? Well, if we talk about Mexico, Mexico is a beautiful living altar. Mexico today is the largest spiritual reserve of our times. Because why is that? Because as our young elder Imishku, that some of you have heard him, he beautifully was explaining that a myth with a right without a myth it doesn't go anywhere. It's not about rituals, it's about the myth, and the myth is the divinities that travels in through those rites. How do we preserve the myth? The myth basically is the origin. The myth is what sustains cosmic vision. And Mexico is the place where is hundreds of indigenous peoples that even through the resistance, indigenous resistance where Europeans came, those rituals, those myths, they were never lost. Sadly, in many territories of the wars, where other mothers, of the seven mothers, like Europe is one of them, that ancient knowledge was dissolved, and completely diluted until people that come from those territories don't remember what was that ancestry. Something that in Mexico was always preserved, those real myths, those colors, those textures, those flavors. So that's what Mexico is been so attractive on the ritual sites, because that preservation for 40,000 years. Mexico has the largest number of ancient sites and pyramids, and they still unfolding how many pyramids are in Mexico. And the Mexican territory is house of the two larger portals of energy in the whole American continent, which is in Puebla, and the other one is in the seven luminaries, which are seven craters of volcanoes that are aligned with the Ursa Major. Again, the seven sisters, the seven mothers that are all completely dried out or full of water, which is the result that our waters as a human collective have dried out. So this is the importance of that calling, and the calling that why it's been attractive, and more people want to go to Mexico and wants to be in touch with this, because there is, we in the surface of our consciousness, maybe we're not aware, but that guidance that is taking us to experience that myth that is full of those rites that are full of myths where divinities travel. And that's what it happens when we are together in those areas. Another important thing why Mexico is very energetically very unique, because it's the place where the meteorite fell, giving way to humanity. So this is where the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs hit Earth, and all these circumferences basically was here. It generates waves. This whole peninsula, this is the Yucatan Peninsula where we are going to be doing work, and we're going to be doing work in some of the craters of the meteorite. So the Yucatan Peninsula was completely under the water, and when the meteorite hit, the peninsula emerged, creating a ring of sinkholes around that we call in the language cenote. Cenote, which are the sinkholes on caves with crystalline waters full of stalagmites and stalactites. It's like a dead forest. Basically, the cenotes for the Mayans were the door to the underworld. The cenotes represent the deep waters that goes all the way beyond 9 layers to the center of the earth, to the heart of the earth. But also in the cenotes, through the crystal waters and through the holes of the caves, it reflects the heart of the heavens. So it's a beautiful mirror of what is above is what is below. So this is very, very special. And this territory embodies a cultural, a spiritual, and historical essence of the Mayan civilizations. So this is one of the great pyramids, which is the pyramid of Chichen Itza, which represents Kukulkan, the feather serpent, is associated with creation and fertility. Once again, is the medicine of the feminine, the medicine of the earth that is been a big calling on this awakening. So this is a big part of the planet that is holds a lot of collective energy. Why the Mayans? Well, the Mayans again have preserved meats for 40,000 years. Is the yep?
I'm just gonna say if you make sure your mic's in front of your mouth,
Oh yes, sorry,
that
sorry, sorry.
fades out. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. All right. So why the Mayans? Why I was just checking why it is. Okay. All right, thank you, Lobby. Why the Mayans? The Mayans preserved meats of 40,000 years. This is what sustained every rituals in the traditional medicine of the Mayans and in the rituals that they still performing today. The beauty is that you cannot find in Google this information about the Mayans. You can find a lot of confused information. So to be able to be in this territory with true wisdom keepers is a gift because it's firsthand ancient knowledge that has been passed through generations and it's been preserved and protected. So it's not something that you can find in Google. They represent the medicine of the Mayans is the medicine of the vessel, the medicine of the earth, because the Mayans believe in the flow and the winds and in the inorganic winds and that emerges from the underworld. And these inorganic winds could feel very entropic, could feel very confronting even, and it could maybe trigger not only unbalances in our physical body, but also unbalances in our thoughts, unbalances in our feelings and our emotions. So the Mayans always cultivate the strong vessel, the vessel that is unbreakable and nothing that is inorganic can get into it, right? So this is the medicine that is leading. This is why a lot of the majority, the number one Mayan heritage that we can see in the world is the cacao, which is a lot of as well misinformation about it, about how it is. But cacao is the language of the heart, and the humans are looking to communicate with the heart. So it's part of the strength the vessel. And also, the Mayans have a deep understanding of time as circular and non-linear. For many thousands of years, we were believed that time is linear, and this has created a vicious cycle of forgetting but not forgiving. And when we forget and we don't forgive, these cycles repeat and repeat and repeat. And this is what has been happening in humanity. The Mayans pretty much understood the flow of the winds that our ancestors pretty much and our elders basically are the ones that represent the unknown deep past. So they understood that we are here every single moment, every single experience that we have in our present life. We have how many winds have to be crossed for us to be here? How many winds have to be crossed for us in this call to be here, for us to know each other? How many people, how many experience to be in the moment that we are right now? And not only in our own path, but also what our ancestors had to go through for us to be here, for us to be here in this territory that is called Australia. Because even if some of you were born here, your ancestors potentially, very likely, were not from this territory. So, what has to happen for you to be in the moment where you are, for you to be in this present call? So, they understand that the ancestors are basically the ones that we didn't know. Is that deep knowledge all back to those seven sisters. And we can feel the warmth through those ancestors when we connect to that as the essence of that wisdom where our bonds come from. The forebears are the ancestors that we knew, our parents, grandparents, and all those. And they are their past, their experience basically go below us, and that's our deep past. And that's what is going to influence our day. This is why the Mayans believe that is basically is truly important that we know our ancestry and we honor our ancestry. Because if we don't know it, the past, the past that we don't know is going to catch us and is going to make us repeat cycles. So we need to know where we come from. Directly our forebears and our ancestry. Where is the cultural matrix where we come from? So here, why the Mayans? The cycles of time. How the Mayans see time. The true Mayan is the one who predicts the past and remembers the future. And this is something that Imish always share as well. And it's beautiful how he explained it. And I try to put it in a very simple way because you will be listening a lot of this in his presence or when he comes to calls for the community here. Basically, the present moment is not present. Present, I love how he said, is a cosmic joke because we had the opportunity to experience a very powerful ceremony with him where we could see the cosmic joke right in between among our eyes. And we are so in our veil of illusions that we play the cosmic joke in the most unaware time and we don't realize that it is a cosmic joke. The present is gone. The present is joking with us, is moving all the time. In this right moment, boop, just gone. And it's the immediate past. And I can remember what I'm sharing right now, but that is already gone. It's already the immediate past. And in circular, in that circle, like the one that we see here, the problem is that if I put a play, it's gonna be music around. But if we see how it moves, if we are here and in front of us is the immediate past because it's moving, when that past goes below us, it becomes the profound past. And when it comes behind us, is the profound unknown past. And if we are not aware of where we come from, that past is going to catch up with us and is going to create the future. So the Mayans understood and unveiled that deep understanding of where they came from where their forebears and their ancestors, because it's how they could predict the past because they already knew the future. So they remember the future pretty much. So that's why the Mayans were the biggest prophets of saying all the Mayan prophecies that have happened is how they predicted because they didn't see the future as future. They just remember the futures because they connect with that unknown deep past. And this is how they live, the Mayans today, through that knowing of the flows, that every single moment, every time I lift my hand, I open my mouth to share or I listen something, how many winds have to happen for me to listen right now this. And there is a very, very invisible line that it opens that allow you to live with that deep thought. So today in our modern world, is that we live in the immediate thought, which is the immediate reward. So we want to have quick answers, we want to have quick rewards, and we don't realize that that only creates a battle of ego. So we are basically constantly feeding what the immediate reward, what gives us reward in this immediate moment, right? And we don't understand, we don't see it there with the temple of the fire to be in silence. And if there is a wind that is passing through us that is making me really uncomfortable, or making my body in pain, or making me hungry, or making me angry, or making me sad, or making me depressed, instead of breathing in it and connect with the flows of the wind, what is those winds that are crossing through my body, and see it in a deeper way? What is this wind are taking me back to that unknown past? Because obviously they are touching something in our unknown past that is affecting our present. What do? It's like we react. I'm angry, I react. Someone says something that I didn't like, I get annoyed and I react. I am hungry and I cannot eat. We react. We are reacting all the time toward that immediate reward. So, and the way of the Mayans is to understand that is only to seeing the time in this way, present is gone, inhaling and knowing that this present is moving like a circle and is going toward past. So what is this that is touching me, that is moving my unknown past, that is going to catch me again? So it's kind of really, really living in a more, this is what Image called the deep Mesoamerican thoughts, right? When you wake up and you, instead of thinking in the logical mind, oh, I need to do that, I need to do that, and oh, I'm feeling crap, I'm feeling that. It's just inhale and allow the spirit to enter the body and just live with that presence, right? With that knowing that everything are a weaving of winds, every single thing. And we are in the perfect time, in the perfect moment with the perfect people. And we're listening, we are sharing, and we are feeling what we need to feel in the perfect time. So this is the time of the fire that the Mayans are teaching to the collective today. So this is the real thing that we are going to, this is the real thing that we are going to experience. Can you hear that? Yeah, okay. So this is the real things that we are going to experience as we embark in a journey in the sacred lands with wisdom keepers that are going to tame the spirit. Or if someone that is not joining us, if you are not joining us, but you want to deep dive into it, this is the ancient wisdom that we share, the one that tamed the spirit to live in a deep thought, not in the immediate reward. So, what are the Mayan principles in us for the collective? What do we want to bring from the Mayans? That is, how can we contribute to understand that duality and balance? So, the Mayan cosmovision really emphasizes of the balance of duality. We cannot love some part of us and not the other. If we are like a pendulum just going from one side to the other, how can I bring back my center? Instead of hooking to it and rejecting, if my pendulum is in the area of pain, instead of rejecting it and resisting it, inhale and allow the pendulum to come back and just slowly come back to the center without resistance. So they understood that the world is composed in complementary opposites. Everything, when we are up, we're going to experience down. When we have black, we're going to have white. So it's that divine balance. So they don't fight what they don't like, right? Is to live in that presence of embracing all and have that courage to be even on a space that we know that is for our expansion, and maybe being triggering or maybe feeling us uncomfortable, and we just understand that that's part of the duality that is coming into us in order for us to find our balance. We cannot only walk to one side. They understanding that everything is sacred. Everything is sacred, regardless the perceptions of whether if it's a positive thing or a negative. The moment that we're hooked with negative or positive, we are taking away the sacredness of something that is reflecting us. So that means that we are taking the sacredness of us, in us, right? When we start judging whether it's something good or bad. They understand that everything has life, everything has all, everything that is around us is made of vibration and energy. Absolutely everything. Concha shell, the candle, the fire that is in front of me, the ant, everything, even the fly that it could be so annoying, it has, everything has life, everything vibrates, everything serves for a function. So this is example of the fly. What is everything? Even the most annoying fly, it has a function. So respecting life as everything is part of all. Everything is part of the universe, from a reptile to a bird, from a rock to a tree, everything. So we are they are our families, our mineral family, our wing family, and we don't see that as the homocentrism that the modern humans have today, that we think that everything is spin around us. And this is a little bit of parenthesis. It was beautiful yesterday. I had the opportunity to be in the planetarium with my boys, and we saw, and we were fascinated to see that our solar system literally is a freaking dot, really. So we are not even microscopical. So, and I just was beautiful time to share with the boys, because how many times we put our issues, and only a 13 and 11-year-old boy, like we do it with our big old age. We think something that we don't like, or something that is, and we just give so much freaking importance. So we need to gain perspective that not everything is around us, that we are part of a beautiful weaving. And when we feel in a very stagnant, low vibrational emotion, rather than fight it, we breathe on it, and we just center ourselves in that positions where time is going around us like in a circular. So where is this that is triggering me? From where is coming? From that deep past? From where? For that unknown past, the deep past, what it is triggering me in me that is being annoying, rather than projected to the external. So it's just closing the eyes and see from our skin inwards. That's the invitation of the Mayan thought. Everything has two forces of creation. Everything has a mother and everything has a father. So there is no one of the other. And we are in an amazing collective expansion where there is a beauty on balancing these two beautiful energies that have been humans, we have perceived them in a competitive way. And it's beautiful to understand that the feminine energy is holding the masculine. And I have this beautiful chat with an amazing guy. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's going to see the recording because he was here on Sunday. He's half Irish, half Aboriginal. And he shares something I have heard before, and I was fascinated to hear it again from this territory that is Australia. That he was saying, in my culture, we don't see the sun as the father. The sun is the mother, and the moon is the father. And I have heard that before, like way before we put bond, because the sun makes sense, because the sun is what gives life and the to the earth, to the daughter, right? And the moon is that masculine that guides through the dark. And the moon, I mean, the masculine moves the waters of the feminine. That's a bit cheeky, but it's true. The masculine moves our waters. Could be. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it's the truth is that there is always a feminine and there is always a masculine, and we have it in our own body. We have the hand that receives and the hand that gives. When we inhale, we are receiving, we're being penetrated by life, and we exhale, we're giving when we are penetrating life. So everything has these two forces, and we just embrace them both. Everything is nourishment and substance. Basically, everything that is here, it has a reason to be and a persistence. So it's honoring life, honoring the living beings that are around us. Everything is part of the same source and the same fabric. So we are so interconnected, not only from the living beings of the earth, but also from the cosmic grids and the star systems. We are the stars, the same materials that are the stars we are. We were all part of this Big Bang, the fire of the origin that is within us. So we all have that in our bones, all those memories, and we are also connected. And it's again to remember that we are a tiny little dot, not even a dot. Our solar system is a dot in the universe. So it's a beautiful way. I wonder why the Mayans were such a great astronomers. And I found the Aboriginals as well. For 65,000 years, Aboriginals were looking at the stars, and the Mayans as well. And I feel that all these very ancient civilizations, they saw the answers in the stars. So I think that is a beautiful way of living, to look at the stars when we feel a bit stuck. Everything has a cause and an effect. Absolutely everything that we say in our words, everything that we think, and everything that we do is going to create a ripple, and that ripple is going to come back. So it's about taking responsibility and taking consciousness. And everything has language and interaction. And this is when we remember that we have two ears and only one mouth. So this is when we remember to listen not only other humans, but absolutely all the living beings that are around us, all the matter, all the vibration, all the movement. Because it's then when we can listen those whispers that are all around us, and we can trust, and we can know that we are not on our own. We can know that we are so have such a beautiful realm of these cultural matches that is supporting each one of us, because again, we all came from somewhere, and we need to honor our vessel and where our vessel is representing. So what are we doing in this journey in Mexico? We are creating a bridge between two ancient cultural matrices that have observed the stars for more than 60,000 years. This is really amazing what is happening, because on this year we had the opportunity to have a beautiful group of 19. We were in total 19 or 20, because someone from there. And we were doing amazing rituals opening a portal. We took the essence of Uluru to Chichen Itza. And then on our way back, we went to Uluru. Lian was as well with me, and we did a beautiful, it's like kind of we sealed that. We take the essence of Chichen into Uluru. And this portal, we could even feel it in one of the rituals we did with Imish in one of the sacred cenotes, the sinkholes, the crater of the meteorite, when he was playing the didgeridoo. It was fascinating how there is something, a bridge, a wind that is been unifying these two territories that are really ancient and have been the territories of of some of the mothers, the children of this one, the children of two of the seven mothers that are experts on the stars. And these are the mothers. One of the mothers is forgotten, which is the mother of this territory. And we basically are bringing the intention again of forgiving and not forgetting. So the only way how we are going to solvent this bridge is when we embrace absolutely everything that I just shared prior to this slide. So you're going to have to watch it again. And remember, because when we are impeccable bridges between the heaven and the and the earth, like that ceiba tree, that beautiful Mayan tree, is when we are going to be able to solidify this bridge. Honestly, when we went this year, I didn't think that I was going to do it again. I truly and genuinely, I didn't feel that I was going to do it again. But when the celestial movements happen, that is going to be a lunar eclipse, an equinox, and a solar eclipse, and everything was in place for to do it again. And I check in 2026, if people ask me, are you going to do it again? No. And this is a completely no. Why not? Because the celestial movements are not going to be there. It's like a portal. And this is like a sealing that bridge, sealing that weaving. So this will be it. So, and I feel, and I have a true feeling that the reason why these calls are going to be more regularly is because the group that is going to come this time is going to be imperative to seal this bridge. It's imperative that the group that is coming with us know all these principles prior our arrival and start walking the walk before we get there. So this is really crucial. And this is why this is not going to be the first call. I open an opportunity to do 13 calls, 13 subjects of the Mayan, 13 parts of the cosmic vision. And for those ones who cannot come with us to Mexico, you still can be part of it in a very etheric way. You walking the walk and talking the talk of the Mayan ways. So this is why these calls are going to be fully open for absolutely everybody, because we really want to embody that as the earth is calling us to that direction. But if you can come with us, I will urge you to come into this vessel, because this will be it. Actually, there is been a calling for other territories that is not Mexico. So it will be very, very special, this experience. And how are we going to reinforce that bridge? And I will leave you with the answer is in the view of the rituals. Can you listen the music, Lian? Can you listen? Can you listen the video? Okay. Listen now. No? All right, okay. I just would like you to listen. I just gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna share again with the audio because I think that the audio is not there. If you guys have any questions, what I said of this so far. Okay, audio. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's what it happens. All right, now it's gonna go. You guys, let me know. So these are some of the rituals and some of the places where we're going to be under celestial movements, equinox, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, the female, the feminine, the masculine conjuncting in the middle. We're going to be right on the middle. Last time we did this event on the solar eclipse, and this one we are going to be like in the eye of the hurricane, if we're gonna call it like that, in the middle of the eclipse. It's right in the middle where the masculine, the feminine merge. So that's gonna be quite special and powerful for us to embrace our dual forces. And on sacred lands, on the most energetic spaces, we're gonna be in some part of the crater of the meteorite, and we're going to have a very powerful wisdom keepers. You have seen Imish. You're going to see Grandmother Akbal next Tuesday at 6 a.m. And some other amazing sisters that are from the tradition. Where how do I go? Sorry, I don't want to go. Sorry, I don't want it to call again. Okay, so this is the place where we are going to one of the sites that we are waiting the permits from the government. This is the Ekbalam, the star of the jaguar, where is a very special site. I think that my internet doesn't want to. Beautiful. Oops. Oh, I don't know what happened to my computer. Anyway, I want to do this again. Sorry. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing this. Okay. And sorry, guys, I'm trying to Okay, stop this. Okay. Um, okay. Um, okay. For some reason, I cannot go into it. I cannot go into my presentation again. Okay. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So where are you? Doesn't matter. So this is some of the places that we're going to visit. Uh, there is this is going to be very special to be part of it, specifically for all the preparations that we're starting to have now to be ready for the mission that we have to do, and the mission start with us, from us to us. Otherwise, yeah, it's hard to be able to contribute when we are not when we need to be. And if by any chance you are not able to join us this time in Mexico, potentially it will be in another territory, I'm not sure, but not in Mexico, then we're still going to be able to offer all this so you can be doing your own part from wherever you are. But if you do think that this is a potential possibility, please reach out because, yeah, this beautiful ship is about to sail. So thank you so much for this amazing time that you guys allow me to share. And I would like to open to questions, but I would like to close for now before we open to questions, just so we can stop the recording and then we do the questions. So we're just gonna close our eyes and we are going to connect back with our breathing, full with gratitude to the elements, to the bacabes, the directions that hold the earth, hold us, the direction of the east that allows our heart to beat with that courage, the heart that holds the fire of our spirit as we remember, to the direction of the north, of the winds, because now we understand that the winds can pass through us but cannot break us. And we are open to those winds that inspire us, that take us to the path of our journey, because the more we strengthen the vessels, we know that the more capacity we have to host those winds of expansion. To the beautiful earth, the west, that allow us to strengthen our bodies, to allow us to be conscious and present with information that is within our body. So we can remember those ancestors and forebears. We can start tuning with our deep unknown past. To the flow of the south, the waters, the ancient memory that allowed us to bring remembrance in our being, that allowed us to bring flow and graceful determination, and to walk for our ancestors, because now we know that the way how we act, the way how we show up for, we are doing it not only for ourselves, but we are representing a whole ancestry lineage, and now we take responsibility for it. And we close the doors of the directions of the cosmic heart, the Oxlahuntikun, and the 13 layers with gratitude for allowing us to open our spirit, our mind, so we can receive those light informations from the cosmos that the beautiful Mayans open for us. To the Bolontiku, the 9 levels of the heart, the earth that sustain us and give us the strength for us to receive that information that is very, very deep into very within us, that it could be painful when it comes, but now we're prepared to know that if something arises and it triggers us, it's because now we know that it's part of us that needs attention, that needs integration. And we know that we are sustained by the love of the Great Mother. And to the heart of the hearts, with gratitude for our beautiful presence, our beautiful hearts, our brothers and sisters here in presence, in future, in past, in immediate past, in the past, and the unknown past. And thank you for this being here and the closing of the question of what type of ancestors are you going to be, because we are the ancestors of tomorrow. So the way how we walk, the way how we show up, not only represents, we're representing our own ancestry, but also we're showing a path for the future generations. So how do you want to be remembered? And hope to see you in the path of the earth, the vessel from the Mayan wisdom through these calls in Mexico or wherever you want to join us. Thank you. Aho. Okay. Now I'm gonna start recording, guys. Wait. Okay.